So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. It looks like we are continuing with spoiler season, and it looks like we have, I don't know if this would count as Variety Day, but we certainly have a bunch of cards from a bunch of different regions, as you can see. Well, dual regions, I suppose. So we're going to go through them, and as we can see, they are kind of hinting, or at least somewhat hinting, at your friend Rumble. That we, don't know anything about. And that's where I'll leave that at there. So let's just go through the cards that we have today. And because normally, Variety Day comes with a couple good cards. So let's see. So we have Squeaker, which is a 2-mana 1/1. This one only in Bandle City. Augment. Play discard 1 to manifest a Mecha Yodel. So you can see here that there are some Mecha Yodels. And I'm assuming that with Rumble, whether we get Rumble this expansion or whether it's in the next expansion, I guess we'll find out. But as you can see, Squeaker will get you a Mecha Yodel. Now, discarding to manifest one obviously works with some things better than others, right? We've seen plenty of discard one to do something, and we'll have to go through the Mecha Yodels and see how good they are to fully understand how good this is. But it has Augment as well, so it has the chance to raise its attack. Scrap Heap, so it looks like we're going to get discard here. 1 mana burst speed. To play discard 1, manifest a Mecha Yodel. So similar sort of things. Obviously very similar to Pyro Cannon, although Pyro Cannon gives you 2 cards, which, normally will be a bit better. So we're going to have to see about these Mecha Yodels, but now I'm seeing that they don't have mana gems themselves, which would lead you to believe that they're hopefully going to be pretty good. So we have Bouncer and Bolt, which is a 2 mana 3/2 with Challenger and Impact. Okay, that's okay. I wouldn't say it's like crazy, but it's okay, right? Like it's fine. Any 2 mana card with Challenger it is pretty decent. It's not bad. And the Impact on top of that, again, not bad, but nothing too crazy from this one. We have Fury Horn Crasher, which is a Freljord Bandle C. I'm not sure why the dual region matters that much. It does matter, of course, because these can now be created by Bandle City Mare as well, but this one can't. But obviously they don't have mana gems, so normally this wouldn't matter. But anyway, this one is a 2 mana 3/2 as well. Attack, grant the top 3 allies in your deck +1/+1 with Impact. Now that seems pretty good. This one I think is pretty good. That's an effect, especially if you can get it off twice. Like that's a pretty strong effect. But even getting it off once in the right deck, if you're in that kind of deck, oh my god, why are all the Bandle City cards just way better than everything else? And then we have Geode Mecha Forcer, which is a Targon one, which is a 2 mana 1/4 with Impact. Support, give my supported ally Spell Shield and 2/2 this round. This one not as good, I don't think. The fact that it's a 1 mana card with support, but it does have 4 health, so could survive this first attack, and it does give something 2/2 as well, and Spell Shield. I'm just wondering how much impact that would be. Maybe it's a bit better than I first thought, thinking about it, because as I say, if it can live 2 attacks and give you +4/4 and Spell Shield on multiple things, it could be okay. It could be okay. And one thing that I need to think about as well is, of course, you're manifesting these. So you're going to get a choice. So obviously, the benefit of manifest, of course, is you can know what matchup you're in. You can know, what might be better for certain things. Oh, I need to remove one of their early game units. So, well, I'll pick Bouncer and Bolt, right? Like, those are the kind of things that you're going to do. But let's go on to the other page as well. And it seems like there is more. So all of today's are basically Mecha Yodels, which is really interesting. It seems like Impact is kind of a common theme amongst these cards, so it seems like that's where we will be heading with Rumble, is a kind of Impact thing, and there's even more. So we have quite a few to go. So I'm guessing, so these are all Mecha Yodels. Let me just quickly check, and none of them have gems. So it's a weird reveal day, where this is the pool of Mecha Yodels, right? So we only really have 2 cards to evaluate, truly, but let's keep going through. We have Salty Spinner, which is a 3 mana 0/4 Impact. This one, Bilgewater. When I'm summoned or round start, grant me 2 health for each card you discarded last round, then shuffle my stats. This one seems, a bit more, a less reliable pick, one that you probably won't be going for too often, I would guess. Then you have Smash and Dash. But again, thinking about it, these are all very good for Bandle Tree. Oh, that could be a bit of a problem. That's something I just realized. Anyway, 3 mana 4/4 Smash and Dash. When I'm summoned, grant me Impact twice. I mean, a 3 mana 4. Is this one not just the best anyway for being a 3 mana 4/4? with like impact ×2. Is that not just good anyway? This one seems like the strongest one so far. I could be wrong. Some of the others were okay as well, don't get me wrong. And were very good situationally. But this one, just like in terms of general, like on average value, I think that this one's been the most impressive so far. Then we have Professor Von Mech, which is a 4 mana 3/2. This one built over Zorn, of course. When I'm summoned, create a random 1, 2, and... When I'm summoned, create a random 1, 2, and 3 cost follower in hand. Is that a joke? Is that like an actual joke? Like this? What are they doing? Hold on. I have to reread this card because I've done this before where I've read cards and misunderstood them. And then, you know, read them again and then realized, oh, thank God it wasn't what I initially thought it was because that would have been broken. Here we go. Professor Von Mech, 4 mana, 3/2. With impact, when I'm summoned, create a random 1, 2, and 3 cost follower in hand. Now, I've read it again. And the word that's getting me there is and. Does this create you 3 cards? As in, it gives you a random 1 cost, and a random 2 cost, and a random 3 cost follower in hand. Is that what this card does? Because if that's what this card does, what were they thinking if that's what this card does? Because, look, you might have heard of a card called, like, Poppy. And you might have heard of a card like Bandle City Mare. And you might have heard of a region called Bandle City. And I don't know if any of you know or have noticed that what happens in a lot of those decks with those kind of cards is that, you know, they're kind of aggressive decks, but they never run out of steam. You know, they can just continually just have cards in hand whilst putting you under pressure at the same time and just not run out of cards. And normally that's the trade-off, right? If you're going to play an aggro deck, if the other person can survive, you'll run out of steam and then they can take control of the game as you've got no cards left. That's the way an aggro game normally works. But with Bandle City, that kind of got subverted a bit because they just kept generating more and more cards but could still buff up their cards enough to be threats themselves as well. Now, what I'm seeing with Professor Von Mech is that, oh, I'm almost running out of cards. Let me just completely refill my hand. Now, sometimes you'll get a bad 1, 2 cost and 3 cost follower, and I'm still not completely convinced that I'm reading this card right. Because I can't believe that if I am, that that's what it does. But the word and, create a random 1, 2, and 3 cost follower in hand. Not or, and. I'm going to move on. I'm going to come back to this, and we'll talk. Shadow Tech Walker is a 4 mana 2/5 elusive impact. This one seems more on the level. This one doesn't seem too bad. That I can accept. We have Dune Hopper Mech, a 5 mana 5/6. Because why not? Bandle City Shurima, impact, attack, summon 2 attacking sand soldiers. Okay, at least the ability, I mean, the ability's still pretty good, but it's not like, it's not broken, I would say. So that's good. But any 5 mana 5/6, as I've said about Ravu and Daylight Spear, is insanely good, by the way. So, you know, keep that in mind. Trumpet Tecker, I think is what that's meant to be. Demacia Bandle City, 5 mana 4/5. When I'm summoned, grant other allies +1/+1. That one seems pretty good. Obviously, and you know, will be a pretty strong pick for these decks as well. Earthshaker is a 6 mana 3/8, attack, double my power and impact. Okay, I kind of like this one. This one I'm kind of in on. You know, Battering Ram is one of my favorite cards, and this is kind of an updated version of Battering Ram in a way. So I kind of actually like this one in a way. It's not too strong, you know. If you could give it Overwhelm, it would be pretty cool. And so we'll see, but you know, I like this one. And Little Dipper is a 6 mana 5/3 to play me, discard a unit. Last breath, summon an exact copy of the discarded unit. There's some crazy combos you can do with this as well. What happens if you just discard Cythria, Lady of Clouds? And then this only has 3 health. It'll die pretty quickly. Oh, last breath. Yeah, I'll take a Cythria. Oh, I'll take an Atakan. Right, okay. This one might not be as big a problem because it's at least a 6 mana card. This one could lead to some problems, but I'm willing to say that this is on the edge. This one I'm a bit worried about. These other three, I think that this one's strong. I think that this one's pretty strong as well. These two are pretty good. This one I'm not. This one I kind of actually like because it's like an elusive blocker, right? And I like that, you know, this is kind of a theme of like they have an option for every different situation you could need. You need an elusive blocker? Well, there is one in the pool, so there you go. This one I thought was going to be the best one, and I hoped it was going to be the best one. Turns out it's not. The early ones didn't seem too crazy. I kind of thought, okay, I can deal with that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think something like Squeaker could be the best card in the game. No joke. No joke. This might be the best card in the game now. Because the average level of these cards is so high. And the fact that it's a manifest, and you get to choose 3. And maybe there's more coming out that are worse, but I don't think so, because, you know, they've shown us a lot of these. So we have a pool of 11 right now. I don't know the maths off the top of my head, but 3 and 11 is like, what, 27%? Something like that. So 27, 28% are finding any one. And, you know, we can go through them and talk about how many are good. And I will say that, you know, 1, 2, I mean 3, those are all decent. I wouldn't say you're great, but like 4. Let's talk about good ones. I'd say the first 3 are all good. This one I would say is good. That's 4. I would say that these 2 are both good. That's 5 and 6. And then you have potentially like 2 crazy options. I mean, you have to be in the right deck for Little Dipper, but it's very possible you will be in the right deck for Little Dipper. Although maybe it's not reliable enough, so I don't know. Most of your options are going to be good. And then I'm pretty sure you have a broken one as well, potentially in there as well. I genuinely believe Squeaker might be the best card in the game. Unless I'm reading this wrong. But it's a 2-mana 1/1 play with Augment. That's the thing. Like, this can grow to be like a 4/1 and trade very well with, you know, something else. I know there's a lot of 1-damage pings in the game. And I know that you might say, like, oh, well, if you use Scrap Heap, you know, you're effectively paying 1 mana and discarding a card to get one of these effects. And so that's why, you know, these effects are good. But this seems like too much. You know, I can understand for something like Smash and Dash. That's why I didn't go crazy about that card in particular. Because I can kind of, you know, that's the kind of level that I think is a good level for that kind of effect. The problem we have now, of course, is that the discard today isn't really that big of a deal. There's so many creator cards, there's things that you can just discard, and, you know, like Joy Rig or Flame Jumpers, that you actually want to discard them. There's you know, and plenty of things within Noxus now as well with Scion where, you know, the discard isn't even that big of a deal. So, you know, I wouldn't even worry about that. Basically, the only thing you have to worry about is the mana. But I'm worried. Because I think we have our new overlords in the game, particularly this dude. Like, if they don't change Poppy, like, I'll tell you right now what the best deck is. If they don't change Poppy, I will tell you right now. It is going to be a Poppy deck. It will be, you know, more of the card generation things with your Conchologists and your Bandle City Mares and stuff like that. It'll play these cards that get the Mecha Yodels as well. And it will be a Mecha Yodel deck that never runs out of cards while continually putting you under pressure because it has things with, like, impact and it has... What are they thinking? Like, why are these Bandle City cards so much better than everything else? Like, Manifest, as we know, is a really strong keyword. Conchologist will often get you a good card. Loping Telescope will often get you a good card. Your chances of getting something that you want with Manifest, looking at this card pool, is extremely high. And that worries me a great deal. Because as we've seen, you know, when, like, even if these cards Take something like the, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but you know the Demacia Bandle City like bird thing with Scout that gives everything +1 health? No one really main decks that card, but once you get it off a Bandle City mare, it feels really good to play, and it can win you games. I am so worried about both Bandle Tree and Poppy just in general. They might need to seriously change Bandle Tree. Like really change Bandle Tree. Or significantly nerf many cards. Like, because I'm scared. I am pretty scared of this. Because, as I say, I don't think the discard is that big of a thing. And some of those cards are very strong. So I'm worried. I'm worried, but I don't know. Let me know. Have I gone crazy? I'm going to have to just check other people's streams and other people's reactions to this. Because I don't know if I've gone crazy. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Good luck, everyone. Hold tight, everyone. Bandle City is here to stay.